Inibehe Effiong, he joins us now to speak further on the situation. It ended in praise. That's the normal language we use in Nigeria. But for those that might be wondering and having this question at the back of your mind, please clear it for us. Is it legal? If yes, how long should the police hold an accused before taking them to court?
24 hours. That is what the Constitution says. Section 35 is clear on that. That a person who is suspected of commission of an offense must be taken before a court within 24 hours. In this instance, Quadri was detained for about a week at the Amokoko Divisional Police Headquarters before he was belatedly taken before the magistrate court in Apapa, where they sought a remand order. The magistrate remanded him, and then they continued to adjourn the matter for what is called DPP's advice. That is the advice of the Director of Public Prosecutions. By law, based on chain of judicial decisions, once detention has exceeded the constitutional timeline, the subsequent remand granted by the court does not cure that violation. In other words, if you detain a person beyond the time permitted by the Constitution, you cannot cure that infringement by going to court to get a remand order. So by taking him before a court 1 week after his arrest, they already violated his rights. And we are exploring a couple of options that we are going to explore. There was no basis for Quadri to have been abducted. I will use the word abducted intentionally because he was not arrested. That should be understood. He was not arrested. Arrest under the law has to be a lawful restraint of a person's liberty. When someone is taken into custody or someone is physically restrained, in the course of execution of either an order of court or to prevent commission of crime or to arrest someone who has committed an offense. In this case, it was not the police who took him. It was some touts within the Amokoko community that abducted this gentleman, grabbed him, and then handed him over to the police, claiming that he was involved in street fighting. The police now fraudulently took him and added his name with some strange people, adults that are not known to him, and charge him for armed robbery, accuse him of armed robbery, make an allegation of armed robbery against him. These individuals, as I said, are not known to Quadri. They also falsified his age and misrepresented to the magistrate that Quadri is 18 years, whereas he's actually 17. He has not clocked 18 years.
Okay.
So there was no interest in unraveling the truth. This was just a pure, wicked, vicious act of victimization, lawlessness, and corruption by the police. And we are calling them out for it. That is why I have made the point that if the Commissioner of Police, Lagos State, is not complicit, has no hand, is not authorized, and is not a party to this evil conspiracy, then the DPO of Amokoko Divisional Headquarters has to be removed and must also be sanctioned. He must face an orderly room trial along with the IPO.
You know how the justice system works here in Nigeria, and you've dealt a lot with the police in this country. What do you have confidence that if this man, a man in charge at that police station, will apologize, will be reprimanded, that some actions will be taken to seem like the police is taking responsibility for this clearly a violation of Quadri's rights?
Well, we are not going to, they are not going to have peace until the right thing is done. This is not a matter that we'll just simply walk away from. We intend to pursue this matter to a logical conclusion. We have given them 14 days. I'll wait and give them the benefit of doubt. If at the expiration of 14 days, the 3 demands we have made are not met, the rest assured we will be approaching the court. We will also go directly to the Police Service Commission. We are not going to allow this to just go away because, like I said, Quadri is just the latest example of the pervasive rot in the police, the endemic corruption in the police, the entrenched culture of impunity and oppression. You can imagine other Nigerians who have equally been framed, falsely framed, for armed robbery, for murder, for kidnapping, across the country. You can imagine the number of innocent Nigerians that are currently sleeping in prisons across Nigeria and even in police cells for alleged offenses that they know nothing about. So Quadri's case speaks to that decadence. It speaks to that collapse of the institution of the police. And that is why we are taking this matter very seriously.
You've demanded for 100 million as well for damages for the young man. I mean, it goes without saying, expectations here again as to whether the police will fulfill that. But importantly, when you were interviewed by my colleague earlier in that report, you were worried about the security of the young man and his family. How do you plan to help them, if needed, to leave that place? Is it through public funding, or there is a strategy?
Of course, we have already taken steps in that regard. I can confirm to you that already I have started a fundraising campaign for him. Within 2 hours of that fundraising, we've already raised over 3 million. That within 2 hours. So now some spirited Nigerians are already showing interest in that regard. We are hoping to relocate them from where the community where this malice had developed, where all this transpired, to a different part of Lagos, so that they can have some respite, some sense of security. So beyond just the legal aspect of the case, we're also looking at the humanitarian issues that they're encountering, and we're also taking the issue of their safety very seriously. So I'm doing all that I can within, my capacity as a lawyer and as a Nigerian.
Thank you for all you do, and thank you for obliging us. We know it's been a long day for you.